There's just a lot of modern day stressors today. And the problem is our modern day stressors can be way more dangerous and insidious than humanity's stressors from the past because the perceived threat never passes. We don't ever get a break. Our ancestors dealt with immediate threats that would just pass very, very quickly. But today we're just under many, many different types of stress, and many people just aren't aware of it. They don't understand how all these different things in our environment create stress in their body. And when you have chronic stress in your body, it sets you up for inflammation and further illness and dysfunction down the road. Hey everyone, I'm Wendy Myers at MyersDetox.com, and today we're going to talk about some really simple strategies to reduce your cortisol levels super fast. So cortisol is a stress hormone. It's that fight or flight hormone that your body releases when you are under stress. Many people's nervous systems today are just on the edge. We're producing way too much cortisol and adrenaline and other stress hormones. So it's really important to use strategies I'm going to talk about in this video to just calm everything down and take a deep breath. So that's why I'm going to do a series of videos to talk about what stress hormones are, what they can do to your body if you're releasing too many of them, and what you can do to reduce your body's production of them. But even more importantly, you're going to learn how to naturally lower your cortisol levels in 5 minutes. And so first, let's get into what cortisol is exactly. So cortisol is famous for that fight or flight response. It regulates how your body responds to a threat in your environment. It activates the sympathetic nervous system, which stimulates a response in your body. It makes you feel uneasy, it makes you feel anxious, it makes you like get up and go, it triggers you to act. So even though a lot of the stressors in our environment are not life-threatening, your body doesn't really know any difference, and it responds to them as if they are life and death situations. So cortisol is released in your bloodstream, and it increases your heart rate and respiration, it dilates your blood vessels, and it shuttles energy away from your internal organs to your extremities. And so your body is literally ready to fight back. In addition, research shows that environmental toxins like heavy metals, pesticides, and EMF further exacerbate the stress response in your body. So the result of high stress levels in your body and high levels of stress hormones like cortisol in your body is weight gain, infertility issues, sleep problems, hormone imbalances, blood sugar issues, a lot of different health issues as a result of high cortisol levels. So it's really important for you to get cortisol levels under control. So the first thing I want to talk about, number one, is vagus nerve stimulation. And so your vagus nerve is a nerve that innervates all of your organs in your body. So you can stimulate it using various devices. There's one here called the Myers Health device. This is what I use. It attaches onto your vestibular nerve right here, and that will stimulate your vagus nerve in turn. You kind of look like a little nerd wearing this thing, but it's really cool. You can use it for like an hour a day. It's powered by an app on your phone. So it's MyyersHealth.com, I believe. You can get a link for it down below in the description. You can also do things for free, just like deep diaphragmatic breathing, where you're taking a deep breath in and you're not filling your lungs up or expanding your lungs as much. You want to be expanding your belly. So taking a deep breath in and really letting that belly expand, and you can do it anytime you feel stress. Deep breathing and oxygenating your blood and your brain sends a signal to your body that there is not a threat in your environment, and then that can allow you to calm down your nervous system very quickly. So you can just do that, 5 or 10 breaths. That's one of the top ways to immediately calm down your cortisol levels. Another excellent way to manage your stress is with adaptogenic herbs. So that's number 2 on the list today. So there's a lot of great adaptogenic herbs on the market today. And so what these do is they dampen the cortisol response. So if you make too much cortisol, they'll lower it. If you make too little cortisol, they will increase it. So they're fantastic to take. So there's a lot of great ones I love. Ashwagandha is probably my number 1 choice. It's an Ayurvedic herb. You want to take about 500 milligrams of that a day, and that will be amazing to dampen the cortisol response. You can also take things like holy basil, schizandra berry. There's also like combination products as well that will have maybe all 3 of these or more. You can take licorice root. That's also amazing for dampening the cortisol response. Just many different products on the market which are great to help you manage your stress response. So number 3, you want to reduce the stressful effects of EMF or electromagnetic fields. And so these are emitted by cell phones, Wi-Fi, computers, 5G satellites, and the like. And these are only increasing in our environment. And they create a lot of very stressful effects on the body, and the research shows this. And to make matters worse, the rollout of 5G has increased the intensity of these EMFs and has increased the number of cell phone towers that have been, sprung up throughout the world. And there's been the release of 5G satellites. There's about 100,000 satellites that are going up in our environment over the next 2 to 3 years. And so those are going to be emitting a ton of very harsh EMF frequencies that affect your body negatively and cause your body to increase the output of cortisol. And I know what you're thinking. You might think, wow, is this one of the reasons I'm feeling so stressed out these days? And it can very possibly well be, because EMFs have a lot of different symptoms. They can cause anxiety, depression, fatigue, brain fog, a lot of very uncomfortable symptoms that you're perhaps attributing to other things. Research also shows that EMF will increase your heart rate variability, or HRV. This is a measure of stress. HRV is one of the #1 indicators of health and longevity, even more so than smoking, obesity, and other lifestyle factors like diet as well. HRV is really, really important, and research shows that EMF negatively impacts your HRV. And this measurement is really important because HRV measures your body's ability to respond to stress, so your stress resiliency. So how do you reduce your impact of EMF? So it's really, really hard because EMFs are everywhere in our environment. There's lots of devices out there to protect from EMF. There's whole house devices, but those can go from $1,000 to $5,000. So one of the things that I recommend is this Harmony pendant. So the Harmony pendant will reduce the stressful effects of EMF. There was a study that was done with 100 different patients and 8 different doctors that showed that this pendant, because of the information that it sends to your body, this geometry in this pendant sends information to your body to lower your HRV. So we showed in a study that it does definitely lower your body's responses to EMF, the stressful impacts of EMF, by 48% on average, which is really significant. And it goes with you everywhere you go. So some devices, little EMF protectors, protect your cell phone, they protect your computer, they protect your home, but you want something that's on your body going with you everywhere. So the Harmony pendant is a great way to reduce the stressful effects of EMF. You can get a link to that below in the description. And so number 4 is sound therapy. So there's a lot of amazing research out there by Dr. Carlos Ventura that shows that sound therapy using frequencies can dramatically lower your stress levels. One of my favorite sound therapies is called biofield tuning. So you can use a biofield tuning fork like this. You hit a striker and it creates this frequency. You put that on your chest right here, and that will vibrate negativity or negative emotions, emotional trauma out of your energy field. A lot of us don't realize how much emotional trauma or how much parental attachment trauma that we acquired in childhood is this constant drain of our energy, this constant stressor that's in our energy field. So that's where these emotional traumas lie, are in our energy field. And using something like a biofield tuning fork for maybe 30 minutes a day is an amazing way to just tune these negative frequencies out of your field and dramatically reduce your stress levels. So there's a link to that, link to these down below in the video, and also a link to my emotional detox program. And so that's a program that teaches you in depth about biofield tuning and bioenergetics and using these to get rid of emotional traumas and all of the science behind this. I go exhaustively into the scientific research about why this works. So check out that link below. So number 5, spending time in nature, super simple. So if you're like most of us, you spend most of your time indoors, and just spending 20 to 30 minutes a day in nature dramatically reduces your cortisol levels. And so when you're in these natural settings, you're staying away from stressful things, artificial light, EMFs, And so it dramatically helps to reduce your stress levels. Also, when you're in nature, you are grounding your body. We're electrical beings. We need to be grounded. We need to be touching the earth and receiving the earth frequencies, which are called Schumann's resonances. So it's about 7.83 hertz is that resonance. We need that to be healthy, so we need contact with nature. Touching our feet to the ground, touching our body to the ground, just getting out in nature. You also get lots of negative ions, and so that's what you're getting when you're going and swimming in the ocean. After a rainstorm, there's this really nice smell, really nice energy. Those are negative ions that help to reduce your stress levels by grounding your body. So number 6, you want to reduce your toxic load. So there are over 100,000 chemicals and heavy metals in our environment. And these are a big stressor on our body that a lot of people just don't realize. So unfortunately, our environment is full of toxic compounds, especially in our food and our water supply. So I did a great video on toxins in your water. You can check out that video right here. Super important to watch that. So there's some steps you can take to reduce your toxic load. So number 1, you want to buy organic food. Organic vegetables are not sprayed with pesticides and chemicals and glyphosate. I can't tell you how much grains and vegetables are sprayed with pesticides if they're not organic. You also want to buy grass-fed meat and organic meat. Grass-fed meat's not organic and it can still have pesticides and things in it, but ideally you want to get organic and grass-fed animal protein. So when it comes to fish, I still recommend eating fish, even though fish are typically associated with heavy metals and contamination. But we can't vilify any one food group, because all food is contaminated to a certain degree. So what I recommend when it comes to fish is eating small fish like sardines and avoiding large migratory predatory fish like big eye tuna. The skipjack tuna used for like canned tuna fish is typically okay. It doesn't have super high mercury levels, but you want to avoid the fishes that are used for sushi, typically like the red big eye tunas and things of that nature. Also, drinking filtered water or spring water is also a great way to avoid toxins. I think people don't realize how many toxins are in their water. You don't want to be drinking tap water by any means, so getting a good filtration system is really, really key. Also, I can't emphasize enough the importance of clean beauty products. People don't think about them because, there are beauty products, we put them on our skin, we don't ingest them. But when you ingest food, you get the benefit of your liver filtering out the toxins. But when you put something on your skin, it goes directly into your bloodstream. So you want to be very careful about what you put on your skin. Use natural beauty products. So I did a couple really good videos on this topic. So if you check this out right here, it's the most toxic beauty products you didn't even know that you were using. I have another one on the top 3 most toxic ingredients in shampoos. So check those out right here. So last but not least, if you really want to reduce your body's burden of toxins, you have to take care of your liver. Your liver is your body's master organ of detoxification. And so I created a supplement called Daily Detox. And so Daily Detox has over 27 different herbs and nutrients in it, specifically targeted to support your liver in phase 1 and 2 detoxification. And it's also a 100% organic superfood greens powder, and you can add it every morning to your water, to your smoothie, to juice. It tastes fantastic just in water by itself, so it's a great way to support your liver and support your body's natural ability to detox. So just to sum everything up here, stress does not look what it looked like 100 years ago even. We have so many different forms of stressors in our environment. In fact, people, they don't realize how stressed they are. So it's really important to use some of these techniques that I talked about today in this video, using adaptogenic herbs, using vagus nerve stimulators, reducing the effects of EMF in your environment, getting out in time in nature, and reducing your toxic load. Those are my top recommendations to reduce these hidden stressors that are dramatically increasing your cortisol levels. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Wendy Myers of MyersDetox.com. Love and light. I'll see you guys on the next video.